Welcome to the vlog. Welcome to No Boring Days. Today we're going to talk about the challenges of using the Maffetone method for cycling. If you want to know more about the Maffetone method and what I've been doing, I have another video about it. The short version is the Maffetone method is a method of training so that you can go faster while exerting less effort. The whole idea is to do your training at a certain heart rate level. So basically, you don't go over this heart rate level, and that heart rate is 180 minus your age. Mine is 145 beats per minute. So when I do my rides, I try not to go over 145 beats per minute. And I've been doing Maffetone method for about 6 months now, and it may sound easy not to go over that heart rate, but it also has its own set of challenges. So, challenge number 1 for using the Maffetone method while cycling, going up hills can be very difficult. Now, depending on your fitness level and depending on the steepness of the hill, you might not have a choice but to go over your MAF heart rate while going up a hill. And here where I'm from, here in Cebu, Philippines, there's a lot of steep hills, which makes keeping your heart rate down while climbing or crawling up the hill difficult. And it's also mentally taxing because you know you can go faster up that hill, but you have to keep your heart rate down. I found that it's a lot easier and in many cases more fun to do a flat ride on the Maffetone heart rate because you get to go faster on a flat ride using the Maffetone heart rate, and going fast is just more fun than crawling up a hill really slowly trying to keep your heart rate down. So that's one of the things that I've done to battle that challenge. Now over time, I think my fitness has gone to a certain level where I can keep my heart rate down going up a hill. But that took months and months and months of discipline and just following the Maffetone method, just keeping my heart rate at that heart rate, basically making my base fitness better. So that's challenge number 1, going up hills because your heart rate is going to spike while going up a hill. Challenge number 2 is seeing other cyclists overtake me. And my friends laugh at me because they know that I'm competitive. I know they're competitive too. But anyway, I'm pretty competitive, and when I see cyclists overtake me, I have this tendency to just try to keep up with them or overtake them, especially if I know that I'm naturally a faster cyclist. But that does not help me in my training. That does not help me keep my heart rate at 145 beats per minute, which is my MAF heart rate. So what I've done to combat that tendency in me is I go cycling in places that are not very frequented by other cyclists. That has helped a lot. Or I'll go with friends and then we'll do a ride that we love to do is a chill ride where we basically go up a hill. It's not a very steep hill, and we'll talk the whole time. And if you're talking the whole time, that usually means you're probably staying well within your Maffetone heart rate. Yeah, so seeing cyclists overtake me, it's hard. I mean, it's hard mentally, it's hard for my ego, but there are ways around it. Like I said, bike in places that not many people bike around, or just go with friends and just do a talking pace. Like a slightly higher, you're pushing yourself a little bit, but still talking pace. And you'll probably stay within that MAF heart rate. The other challenge with the Maffetone method is that the reason why it's difficult is because it is fun to go all out. It is fun to push yourself to that limit of trying to go as fast as you can. Not only does it feel good, it feels like you've accomplished something, especially after when you get home and you feel really tired and it feels like you've pushed yourself to the max. It feels good. And admittedly, when you're doing the Maffetone method, you're not gonna feel that sense of accomplishment very often. So what I've started to do is incorporate hard efforts within the week. Most of my riding, I would say 90% of my riding is in that Maffetone method heart rate. But once a week, one ride a week, or 10% of my riding, I'm gonna do a hard ride. And that hard ride is gonna feel tiring. I'm gonna push myself. Maybe I'll go up a hill as fast as I can. Maybe I'll go racing with my friends on our flat ride. It's just fun to do, and it feels good. And at least I'm gonna get to feel that every now and then. But most of my riding definitely is within that Maffetone heart rate. The next challenge with the Maffetone method is that, strictly speaking, if you want to do it right, you gotta get your nutrition in check. Now you can go to their website and look at it in more detail, but basically it says you want to stay away from processed food and eat a lot more vegetables and fruits. And admittedly, I do eat quite a bit of processed food, especially after and during rides. It's just how I've fueled myself. Also, the Maffetone method has a focus on stress, so you want to lower your stress as much as possible. Generally speaking, I think I don't really have a stressful life. I've been pretty good at managing my stress, but I do struggle a little bit with sleep. Ideally, I would want to have more sleep, but usually my sleep is about 6 to 7 hours. Usually it's much less on a day that I'm riding. So that's where some of my challenges are. So if you're planning to do the Maffetone method and you are wondering if it's a hard thing to do, generally speaking, I've found the Maffetone method quite easy to implement. It's kind of a no-brainer. Take note, I am not a racer. I don't really join races. I've never won a race, but I do enjoy going on long rides, going relatively fast, and I get to bike a lot, and the Maffetone method has allowed me to do that. I hope that informs your decision if you want to use the Maffetone method for your training. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about it, and don't forget to subscribe. No boring days.